Have you ever wondered what you're truly capable of? What if every limit you've accepted was never real? We're two QHHT practitioners diving deep into all things consciousness, quantum healing, past lives, higher self connection, associated remote viewing, and revealing the superhuman abilities already inside of you. Are you ready to ignite what's been waiting? We're here to inspire you. Let's get into it. Oh, Christina, we are going to be doing the three-eye atlas again, only because it seems as though this three-eye atlas is kind of trending the way we saw it in our earlier remote view, associated remote view. Somebody nicked me the other day and said, it's not a remote view. It's associated remote view. We do know the target. So anyway, we are going to go ahead and take a look at that because things are changing so much with it, and actually more information came through. So, Christina, you had some questions, and I'm just going to turn the mic over to you and
Okay.
let you ask the questions. I'll tell you what I get, and then you can tell me what you get or got when you associate a remote view it, and maybe it aligns, maybe it doesn't. But the cool thing is, we invite everybody watching to take in a deep breath, listen to the story, and feel your body. Does it feel light or tight? That is the first step in associated remote viewing. Aside from, if you need to clear trapped emotional energies to help raise your frequency so you can feel your body better, we got you covered on that too. All right, having to say all that, let's get started.
All right, Sally. So here's the first question. Does what we are calling three eye atlas translate to third eye activation for humanity and upliftment for the earth?
This question, just for the audience, actually got its start inspired by the YouTube video that I will leave in the description box below. Why Three Eye Atlas is Here and Now, the third eye activation that changes everything, with Robert Edward Grant. We were talking before we started recording how much we both think he's really cute and really smart. Um, just going to say that publicly. All right. I have to say I was a little bit stunned. I'm going to divert a little bit away from Robert Edward Grant, although I think he's really smart. I don't know that when I'm doing associated remote view, I'm not seeing it the same way. The answer to your question is no. We will be triggered to evolve, but its intention is not to evolve us, but rather it's being here causes the evolution. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I got too. I got a no on that. And I do believe that it being here is gonna be the catalyst for us.
Yeah, like it didn't intend whoever created this thing to come here. The intention was not to come evolve mankind, but by it being here will cause the evolution.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for the next one.
All right. All right, Sally, here is question number 2. Could the hyperbolic trajectory and interstellar origin of Three Eye Atlas symbolize a crossing of dimensional boundaries, a bridge between physical reality and a higher consciousness?
Answer I got was yes and no. So it's never ever clear cut when you get into the woo, is it? I get it is a bridge between dimensions, between the physical and an unknown dimension. That's what came in for me. It wasn't like it was in the physical dimension, which we call 3D, and an unknown dimension. I got no, it's unknown to us.
Okay. Yeah, so for that question, I did get kind of it is it is some kind of a bridge, but beyond that, I didn't really get, um, much else. Yeah,
Sense,
so
because you can see that it's a bridge, but what is the bridge to?
right.
That's the yeah. I don't know if we're either not ready, not evolved enough. What opens up. You know, Sometimes I feel like we're about as archaic as a caveman, but probably are to those guys.
Well, I think in comparison, we are cavemen, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question number 3. What does it mean for humanity if an ancient interstellar object like 3I Atlas is regarded as part of a cosmic awakening rather than a mere astronomical event? How does this reshape our identity as Earth beings?
So that was a great question, but what came in is never what I expect, but I'll go with it. I get that's a human application to its meaning. Like we're trying to just like when we create cartoons, if you will, and we personify the animal. So, you know, pick Snoopy or Astro or you know any of the dogs. You personify them, and I think we tend to personify or add like a human application, but we don't really have another point of view. So what else? How else are we going to see it? Um, so what I wrote here on my notes is that that's a human application. It's simply um, seeing what is here in our solar system. So I do feel there are sentient beings on this craft, if you will. But I got to tell you, I feel when I tuned in this time, which the last time I was like, yeah, they're just kind of checking out the solar system, checking out the neighborhood, and they were in service to others. This time I got there's a mix. There feels like there's something that is not good on it. There is good on it, but it's just like human beings, right? There are good people, there are bad people, and there's everybody that falls in between there. I don't think that that's changed. So yeah, I guess that's how I'll leave it. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, in our last remote view, we kind of said they were checking out the hood, and I still kind of got that same thing that
hmm
they're checking out the hood, and what's on the ship is on the ship, and you know,
right. Yeah,
so,
yeah, and it's a mixed bag is what I get. It's a total mixed bag. You've got Yeah, I don't think they're all great and here to,
yeah.
raise us to the heavens. So anyway, we'll get through the rest of that. These questions are really, really good. So anyway, I'll let you go. And by the way, everybody, Christina's the one who came up with these questions. So good job, Christina.
Thanks. You ready for number 4?
I am.
All right, number 4. So if 3i Atlas carries encoded information, energetic, symbolic, vibratory, rather than conventional chemical physical payload, how would such information imprint on Earth, on human consciousness, or on collective patterns?
So I just went through all that and guess what my answer was? The question is not correct. That's the one I got. The question is not correct. What I got was it carries a chemical physical payload. It is not here for human evolution or development, but by it being here, and we've said this from the very beginning,
Mhm.
will cause us to evolve and develop. The fact that it shows up is the catalyst for our own awakening.
Yeah, and I have to agree with what you're saying as well, because that's pretty much what I got.
Oh,
That
cool.
Yeah, that the question wasn't quite right, but that's yeah, by it just being here, it's the catalyst for us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's cool. Oh, I was like, oh, am I going to have to eat words? Maybe. I can be wrong.
Maybe sometime, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm never going to always 100% be right, although it'd be cool if I was. But yeah, we got the same thing. So hopefully the audience does too. But if not, leave a comment. Let us know. Where are
Yeah.
we wrong?
Yeah.
We're open to being wrong. Tell us about it.
I don't mind
And
being wrong. I'm okay with it.
right?
All right. You ready for 5?
Mm-hmm.
Before we go any further, let's elevate your journey, personal and cosmic. Meet your must-have companion, the Energy Healing Map at mdhmap.com. Perfect for beginners and pros, it's your guide to clearing trapped emotional energies like ancestral or past life baggage, aligning your vibration with your goals. Imagine releasing old vibes to unlock new skills like remote viewing. With a clear energy field, you'll tap into the unseen. mdhmap.com helps you heal, grow, and explore your universe. Grab your energy healing map today, clear the past energies, and align your vibe. And see what's out there. Visit mdhmap.com now.
I am so impressed with this website, how well you've done it. You know, I worked in analytics, IT systems before, and I'm thinking, wow, this is a lot of work. And the navigation and to know and just the whole mapping, you must be a very analytical person because this is so well done. So, I love it. Thank you.
Alrighty. So question 5, could the arrival of 3i Atlas, a relic possibly billions of years old, carry a message about our own origin, purpose, or future trajectory as a species? What could that message be?
Interesting. So what I got, it's not old. I did not get, in fact, it's very new. And it's responding to our old TV and radio signals that started beaming out from Earth. And I feel like there's like, oh, there's a signal coming from over there. Let's go check it out. And they do whatever they need to do to go check it out. That's how I feel. It's not meant to change the trajectory of our species, but again, by it being present, it will. It's not here to do anything other than what's going on. Who are these people? By the way, is there any resources down there we need? You know, just like we would do.
Yeah. Yeah. They got any cool stuff? Do we need that?
Yeah. Do we need that?
Yeah, I again kind of have to agree with you because I just feel like, it's not, as we mentioned in our last look at it, it's not old. And it's simply doing recon. It's like, okay, we got these signals coming from this old planet over here. What's going on over here? What are these guys doing? Are they messing up the neighborhood? Is our real estate value going to drop? All right. Number 6, what shadows, fears, resistances, subconscious patterns within individuals or societies might get illuminated by the arrival of a consciousness-bearing comet like 3i Atlas?
Yeah, that came in like a big, big old hammer on my head. This is what I got. Some will stay in denial, stating it is evil itself. Others will see it as lifting up spirituality, while others will just feel vindicated that they knew they were not alone in the universe. Its impact will be from a human perspective, where we as a collective have had enough of being told what to believe by a selected few. So collectively, I think we're going to say, you know what? We're done. Y'all telling us because you've been lying to us for 100 years. We're kind of over it, because people instinctively know.
Right. Right.
And even though they can be shamed into silence, they instinctively know.
Yeah,
And I
I
think,
think
people are just getting tired of it.
yeah. And I think I pretty well agree with you here. I think it's wherever the individual is in their own process. If you're more inclined to kind of see things as the glass half empty, then that's how you're going to perceive 3 Atlas. And if you're somebody who's more on the positive side of things, glass is full, you're going to see it in a more positive light, because after all, we are creating our own experience, right?
Right. And that's true no matter where you are in space time,
Right.
according to the Dolores canon.
Right. So if you're creating your experience and that's what you believe, well, then that's what you're going to perceive it as. And so, I have to agree with that. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, number 7. So if we accept that 3i Atlas might be a living vector of awakening, what responsibility do humans have in receiving, if not passively, but consciously, ethically, and spiritually?
As you know, I'm not a religious person, but I am very spiritual. And the thing that kept coming into me in that question was, no, the kingdom of heaven is within you. And I feel like this is a point where we have to understand that each and every one of us is part of the divine spark, part of the divine creation, meaning that a lot of us can be victimized throughout just life experiences, but you don't have to live your life as a victim. If you want to find peace and evolution does not come from without, it comes from within, right? So it is getting us to understand, if you want a reality shift, 3i Atlas can shift your reality one way or the other. Is it hostile? Is it for the good? How do you see it? Because everything is lying in that spectrum. How do you want to experience it? You get to choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I answer that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just, we are trying to think of how to articulate this. We are God, for lack of better terms. All of the universe is within us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I have to leave it. I mean,
Right. And you know what? When they're talking about children of God, you are an extension of. That's the fractalization
right.
that happened, the fractalization. And Dolores Cannon talks about that. But
Yeah.
not only that, but you see that in Edgar Cayce. You see that even in the Law of One. And these people didn't know each other when they first started working together. And they're near-death experiencers. So everybody's sort of coming back with the same information, is that, God is within you, that you are one with. It's not that there's a separation. It's this thing and then you, although there are powers out there that want you to believe that. They want that separation. But that's where I think this shifts, because people begin to realize, and that's what our message is about doing this channel, right? Is to connect with anybody who's willing to watch our videos and say, you are a superhuman. You have to know that you are the creator. And you know what? We're here to help you learn how to do that, right? So you can up your experience to something more enjoyable, to have the life that you desire and that you create. And so, anyway, I'm kind of getting sideways, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So we're ready for question number 8.
Mm-hmm.
So, could 3i Atlas and similar interstellar visitors be a part of a broader cosmic rhythm or cycle in which intelligent civilizations seed or share consciousness payloads across the galaxy? What would that imply about the nature of intelligence and time?
Yeah, I said this is applying our own human desires and hopes. It is simply taking a look. It's just another probe. And maybe it's trying to make contact too. So I do feel that, even though that's not part of the question, but indirectly it is, I do feel like it's sending out signals and we are sending back signals. And I'll get into that in the next one, but there is two-way communication going on right now. But I guess the bottom line is this thing is not here to save us. We must shift and save.
Yeah, the 3i Atlas isn't here to save us. That's not the reason it's here. It was checking out the neighborhood to see what's what. And I do think that if there is some kind of contact between 3A Atlas and humanity, I think that's only going to happen for those people who are of a certain vibration or frequency. So
I say yes and no on that, actually. So go ahead and read number 9, and I'll tell you the rest of what I got.
okay.
As it's in with the rest of what I got, that's going to get very interesting.
All right. So number 9. If mainstream science insists on viewing 3i Atlas as purely as a comet, while metaphysical narratives treat it as a spiritual catalyst, what does that lens tell us about the limitations or boundaries of scientific materialism versus mythic or symbolic ways of knowing?
And so I wrote, again, it's not a tool being used to advance society. Restrictions on public knowledge is put into place from our own government officials and may not be all bad. Those restrictions actually may be doing us a favor. When you consider it doesn't take much for the masses to collectively use any reason to loot and do harm to others. So, it doesn't take much for people to have a reason to go riot. So imagine if the government came out today and said, hey, by the way, that thing out there we're calling 3i Atlas, it's probably got some hostile entities on it. Well, maybe not. We're not really sure. But they're living beings are far advanced than we are. And they're right here, December 19th. And so, we don't know what's going to happen. What do you think? I mean, there's going to be a population that's just going to go nuts. There's going to be other people like, oh my God, it's the devil. And then there's going to be other people thinking it's fallen angels. And then there are going to be other people saying they're here to liberate us. And it's all going to be in these little individualized, chaotic things. People would be doing, oh my gosh, I know that we're the only ones. There can be no other explanation. I mean, so everybody's going to be in their pod and whatever their pod is. And I think at the end of the day, that just creates absolute chaos. I don't think you can just turn the switch on bright. I think you got to be able to say, we need to turn down the volume, test the water, and find out, are they here for harm or not? Why do you want to panic the public? And or take away people's belief systems. It's going to change people's belief systems. Either they're going to have to accept it or they're going to go in complete denial. And who knows what that will do to families and the structures. I mean, that would be absolute chaos if they came right out and said it. I know there's all of us who wants complete disclosure because we're tired of being lied to.
Right.
But we have to be smart about it.
Yeah.
We have to be mindful that we are still a species who will attack each other.
Right.
For no reason. That's just an excuse, right? So
Right.
that people have to be mindful that I do believe, disclosure's coming. There's no stopping it. But we do have to filter it into the public awareness in a way that we don't put panic on the people.
Right. Yeah, that has to be done for sure. Yeah.
If y'all disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I expect to get dinged on it. So it's okay. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But I will say this. This is what was so interesting. I got that Elon Musk he's got thousands of satellites up there. I think there's a handful of them that are directly communicating with our government. And I feel that I keep seeing there's two-way communication between AI Atlas and something going on with one of the satellites or a few of the satellites. The thing of it is, I also feel that there's a scrambling taking place. So only those few people to read what that message is or try to interpret it. It feels controlled to me. The signaling between the two feels very controlled. So, like other countries, either are hearing it as noise, or amateur operators would hear it as noise. And even then, it's so, I don't know that we even understand, but I just feel like do you remember, I keep getting this. Do you remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and
Mhm.
the UFO comes down and they start playing?
Yes.
That's what keeps coming to me over and over and over again. So it feels like, yes, they're here. Yes, we know about it. And yes, you're going to know about it, but we have to be careful how we let you know about it.
Right.
So when I go, when are we going to know something? That's the big question. When? I keep hearing, and it could, timelines change, that I hate to predict, because, somebody changing their mind along the way can shift this entire quote prediction.
Right.
But it feels March of 2026, our lives would be very different. March 2026, March, April, May, in that window, it's just like, it's a complete flip, is what it feels like to me. There you go. There's one to chomp on.
Well, that's a lot to think about for sure.
So, I mean, it came in, you ask, and sometimes I get it in a flood.
Yeah.
And that was a flood.
You got the flood for sure. You
I
did. Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying about how everything needs to be disseminated to the public. It has to be a slow walk. So,
Yeah, it has to be so the public reacts like, yeah, we know,
right.
So,
All right. So, what inner shift individually and collectively would you be willing to commit to if 3i Atlas really is a bridge to a new era, one where humanity must evolve beyond survival, fear, and division toward unity, awareness, and cosmic belonging?
I wasn't real sure how to answer this other than the way I've already answered it.
Right.
It is not here for that. It is
Right.
here just to do what it does. And there's going to be casualties along the road. I mean, anytime that humanity has gone through a growth cycle, there's always resistance to that growth cycle. Because almost each and every one of us individually needs to reflect inwardly and decide how we're going to respond. Are we just going to take a deep breath and allow it to play out and know that we're okay? We are fine. And I do feel we're fine. It feels bumpy, but it feels like the overall, it just feels like 2026 is very bumpy.
Yeah.
But then when I look to 2027, 2028, it just feels like everything begins to smooth out. Everything feels very smooth with a hiccup or two. So something is pivotal in 2026.
Okay.
And I keep going to spring.
I get that we're at the point where we're ready for a change and a shift. So,
For sure. And more people are awakening to that.
yeah,
We're just done.
yeah,
We're done fighting wars. We're done being at odds with each other. We're
right,
done, being divided. We're not divided.
yeah,
Stop trying to divide us. We're not
right,
divided.
right,
And discover we are way more powerful than we know.
yeah,
We can heal ourselves. I mean, you and I know this just from doing what we do as QHHT practitioners. We can heal ourselves. You can learn telepathy. And even if you think that somebody's reading your mind, there are steps you can do to block people from reading your mind. So there's just so much that we are just evolving almost into a new species. That's what it feels like.
yeah,
And I sort of agree with Dolores Cannon, where there's almost a new species of human evolution that's taking place. And that's part of that new Earth. So when you said there is a frequency change, there definitely is a frequency change. And
Yeah.
there are people who are going to succumb to the fear of divide. And there are those who said, I've had enough. I'm tuning in. I'm turning on. And I'm going in a positive direction.
Right.
I hope everybody watching is here with us to do it with us.
Yeah.
Any last words?
No, this was very enlightening. It didn't go quite the way I thought it might when
Has it ever?
no, it hasn't, but dang it, sometimes. But I like the direction it went nonetheless. So,
All right. For everybody watching, thank you for getting to this point. Let us know in the comments what you think and feel. And remember, that video is in the description box below. Thank you for watching.